Hello my scrappy friends and a big welcome to my YouTube channel today. It's Melinda Sweetman here with you with my February share for Cut to You. I'm creating with the February cut of the month cut file, which is a subscription which is definitely 110% worth the I think it's $2 Australian a month for an exclusive cut file. And yeah, every month, and you get inspiration from the design team. So this is my take using this. Obviously this is a love heart. I have actually flipped it in my Silhouette Studio and cut it the other way to what it's designed, because I knew I had this photo that I wanted to use. This is my teenager. He got COVID and he came up to me one night just before bed and was like, "Mum, can I please snuggle with you?" And I'm like, "Of course you can. One is never too old to snuggle with their mum." So I just snapped that quick photo of him. Like I said, I knew I wanted to use this photo, so I did flip that, and I've cut it on this fun mustardy coloured pattern paper from, it is a photo play paper collection. It is a Chula and Norbert one. I cannot remember what it is. If you'd like to know, leave me a comment and I'll look it up. But it is obviously a spring collection. It's got bees and honey and flowers and all those kinds of things in it, and I am creating with a love themed cut file, and I am scrapbooking my teenage son, which I just thought was really fun, using flowers and cute spring themed a cute spring themed collection, along with a love themed cut file. I am keeping this page kind of simple. I have done a stitch border on both the background and around the main shape of the heart here. Just showing you here what I do with the ends of my thread. Because it is on the open part up on the top, I am going to choose a little bit of glue and glue that in place so that it doesn't come undone. So let me do that in just a sec. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue, put a little dot there and pop that aside to dry. That way I can trim my threads shorter and it won't come out. And this is what I do if I can pull the threads all the way through. I just pull them through, so the front threads through the back, tape them in place and trim them off. And because I've gone back and forward there a few times, I couldn't pull both through. I did want to add a little bit of interest to my background here, though this is a reasonably busy pattern paper and most of these splatters kind of fade into the background. That's okay. I did water down my white gouache a little bit too much, so that's why the white disappear, but I also do some gold, and I'm just using my cut file as a guide for where that is going to sit. I wanted that like right in the center of my page. Adding some bigger gold splatters here. And then, so I did leave this in for you. When I was outlining my cut file to cut my photo, I left some black lines on the inside of some of those hearts. I thought, oh, I really like that addition there, so I'll give that a go. I saw someone else doing some ink blending onto the back of a die cut to outline the to get a line so that it looks finished. So I tried that, it didn't work. I'm like, right, okay, I'll try something else. Then I tried a smaller blending brush. I didn't love that either. And then I thought, right, I'll give it a go with one of these foam blending tools. This grunges it up too much. I did want a fairly clean page. I know I've added splatters, but I didn't want this really grungy page. So I tried that and was like, no. So then I pulled out my black copying marker and I'm just going to go around the outside edge of that, and I really like that. It gives it the finished edge with the black, but it's not really grunged up. I hope that makes sense. So I go through and do all of them. You can see I've got those 3 there that I'm not happy with. I've got this off cut, and I'm just going to line up that honeycomb pattern and with my lead pencil trace around that and then trim that out, and they will replace the ones that I'm not happy with. I did show you a little bit earlier as well that I have numbered all the back of these heart loves to go back into my cut file. I do want to pop them up, but I do want the pattern to line up properly. So you'll see me flip over this piece of pattern paper and write on the back. I'm just rewriting the numbers that I'm replacing so that they go back in the right place, which is why I took the time to line it up with the grid, with the hexagons on the background. So I'm going to outline my this cut file as well, and I do strategically place some embellishments because I do have a few slips with my marker and I'm not happy about it, but you can't even tell in the end project, so that's okay. Just showing you here, I'm going to do some stamping and some colouring. I've got this stamp set that is Chula and Norbert, and just as a little bit of fun, I thought this could kind of represent me and my son when he's 30 years older. So I'm just going to stamp those in Memento. I'm using, I think it's called Sand, and I'll come back in after I've coloured them with my black ink. So that is them all coloured up and darker out. I love them, they're so cute. I also did some little bees. There's 5 of those. I don't end up using all of them, but my kids very excitedly were like, can we have them? So I've got all of the bits and pieces pretty much together that I know I want to use. I'm going to stick all my hearts on, and you can see I'm just adding some foam tape to my background and popping the correct heart love on top. And I'm just going to go through and stick all of those down. I don't make you watch all of it because it is not very exciting. I literally just stick the foam tape down, peel the backing off and stick the heart on top. Here I'm doing the last one, and now it is time to do some embellishing. I don't want to cover up too much of the photo. I also don't want to cover up too much of that cut file. So I've got a little bit of a dilemma. There are a couple of spots that I really desperately do want to cover up. So one is up the top there. You can see I'm working on covering that. I think that middle one as well, I think that's covering another spot. These are the couple of bits that I had pulled out to start with that I thought I might use. Leave that for a minute and I come back and I don't love it, but I did find this long banner, "You are my sugar pie honey bunch," which I just thought was adorable. So I'm going to use that, sticking that down there, and then I'm going to add in my little gnomes with some liquid glue. Yes, so I'm going to add in the mummy gnome, and then I think I'm going to add my floral in. I did stick it all down, and then I was like, this isn't how I wanted it, so I pulled it all back up, deleted that footage, and I'm trying again. So I've got my little gnomes where I want them, and now I can add this floral piece in. That's where I want it. I'm going to add some liquid glue to make sure that stays in place, and also some liquid glue to my little gnome here. Tell me, are you a gnome fan or are you a no gnome fan? I love them. I think they're adorable. I have them all over my house at Christmas time. I really do love them. I know there are a lot of people out there that are like, oh my gosh, get rid of the gnomes. What team do you fall into? Give me all the gnomes or throw all the gnomes in the bin? I'd love to hear. So I'm just gluing all of these down. Yeah, there is another little black spot there that I want to cover up. I decided I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle to my little bees. I'm using this shimmer pen. I think this one is from Colour Blast, or Bee Arty. I have coloured those wings with BG10 and BG11, so they've just got a very light colour to them. I'm going to add in a couple of stickers for embellishment. Again, I don't add too much. I feel like there's a lot already happening on this page. I do try to get this heart in a few places, but it's not the right shape, not the right size, and I just can't get it to work. I end up going with a floral, so this little one up here. I feel like that sits well there. And then I've got my 2 little word sticker strips there. One says sweet and one says you're a keeper, which is really cute. It's funny because when he cuddled up with me, I went, you know that I said to him, I should totally take a photo of this now that you're on social medias and tag you in so all your friends can see it. And he goes, I don't care. So I had to follow through. So that's how this photo ended up being taken. But I'm like, oh. As a last minute thing, I added in this little beehive. I love it. I think it's cute. I love it. I'm going to add my journaling with a white gel pen down to the bottom right, bottom left under my heart after I add in this little tiny floral. And I think the journaling says something along the lines of, because one is never too old to snuggle with their mum when they don't feel well, which I thought was, yeah, really sweet. I'm adding in some gold gem things. They're not gems, they're pearls. So I've got 3 clusters of 3, I think. Just going through adding those in, and then I'm going to come back in and add some white splatters, which I forgot to press record when I did that, but I did cover up my photo, and I've added white splatters after I did my journaling. So make sure you go to Cut to You, check out the Cut of the Month subscription. It really is an awesome deal, especially if you are somewhere that is not Australia and the exchange rate is in your favour. I really hope that you've enjoyed my share today. If you have any questions, please make sure you drop them below. As always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your scrappy time with me, and I shall see you in my next process video. Have a fantastic scrappy day, my friends.